since you are achieving a lot of titles in your whole life as a coach, mentor, supervisor, consultant, and leader, which do you think is the most profound experience that you found yourself in that you want to share to other coaches?
Well, I think that what is important is what I was telling you before. We cannot do this alone. So whatever you are building your practice as a coach, eventually as a supervisor, as a mentor coach, you want to bring a community to work with you. So bringing people to help us, I think, is key. So I would say believe in yourself, be humble to get help. And then we need to spend time and work hard. This is not, if we sit in our office without doing anything, we're not going to get results. We need to work hard. So I work very hard. Like I have a lot of things that I am doing, and I am all the time thinking about how to be more effective. I ask for help.
Welcome back to MCC Talk, the podcast where we explore the depth, the impacts, and the evolving practice of coaching with the voices of global pioneers. I'm your host, Coach Vân Anh. I'm the first ICF Master Certified Coach in Vietnam. In today's episode, we have the honor of speaking with someone whose influence on the coaching profession spans over 4 continents and 3 decades. Our guest is Dr. Damian Goldvarg, an ICF Master Certified Coach, PhD in Organizational Psychology, and a global ambassador for coaching. He's my coach supervisor and co-supervision teacher 4 years ago. And with over 30 years of experience, Damian has provided leadership development, executive coaching, team coaching, strategic planning services to individual, to organization in more than 60 countries in the America, in Europe, in Africa, and in Asia. He's a certified co-supervisor, a mentor coach, a facilitator of multiple coach certifications. He served as the president of the ICF Global Board of Directors in 2013-2014. He received the ICF Circle of Distinction Award in 2018 for his extraordinary contribution to global coaching community. So welcome, Dr. Damian Goldvarg.
Great. Thank you for inviting me. Good to see you. And it brought me memories when I was in Vietnam in person, that you organized such a nice event. And I had the opportunity to meet many of your graduates, and I'm sure that some of them may be listening to our podcast today.
Thank you. Back then, when you were in Vietnam, the coaching topic that you talked about was coaching trends. And you talked about team coaching and co-supervision, which is already like on trend right now. People are rushing for team coaching certification. People are taking co-supervision classes from you. Yeah, so thank you for that event that you were with us in Vietnam back then. It was in 2022. Yeah. So 3 years ago already, Damian.
Time flies. Yeah.
Okay, so my first question to you right now, since our audience, they are coaches, they are potential coaches, they are personal development lover, which means that they want to learn from the best. And here we are today. We really want to learn from you. So my first question to you is that you are already an ICF Master Certified Coach for many years. What keeps the fire burning? What keeps your passion still going up to this moment?
Well, I think that we work with people to support them to be more effective and have better lives. So I think it's a very, I think we are very lucky to have a job that we love, where we contribute to people's lives. So our job is I think it's very meaningful. It's like, as coaches, we support leaders, we support our clients so they can be the best version of themselves. As a result of that, they can get results, they can get better relationships, more satisfaction, more well-being. So we're contributing to make this world a better place. So I think that knowing that we make a difference, it's what keeps me going. And there is always new opportunities to keep learning and doing it better. So as I train coaches and team coaches and supervisors, I keep learning. So one of my values, something that I enjoy, like many coaches, is learning. So continue learning. Okay, what is new? How we adapt? So for example, now with AI, everything about artificial intelligence and how we coaches need to adapt. So this is, I think, great opportunities to keep growing and learning. So that keeps my fire, is knowing that there is so much to learn, and no matter how much experience you have, we continue learning. And I also believe that when you teach, you learn too. So like you are, Manan, you are also a teacher. So you know that you also keep learning when you're teaching and training your colleagues.
Yeah. So I've heard two very important points right now. One is the result from what we are doing, that impacts on our clients, our mentee, or our supervisees' lives. And second is the learning part, where we learn ourselves, where you learn yourself. May I ask, what's the most recent thing that you learned that you find very inspiring, very intriguing to you?
I think the last thing that I found interesting and inspiring was a conference. There was a recent conference on innovation. So I went here in Los Angeles in person, what was nice because we do everything virtually these days. There was an in-person conference about innovation. And the topic was AI. Everybody was talking about AI and how artificial intelligence is replacing many jobs, not only coaching. See, because I think that AI will replace some of the coaching work eventually, not right now, but at one point. But many careers, many jobs. So people were talking about how they were letting go. One of the most interesting things that I heard was that they have a board of people making decisions, and they have one seat for AI. So one of the seats, instead of bringing a person, they have an AI where they have a computer and they ask AI what they are thinking the best possible decision that they can make, because they believe that AI may have a better perspective and a better guidance than a human being. So yeah, that's kind of wow, something different.
That's new. Like, this is the first time that I've heard that. Wow. Because all this time, what I've been thinking in my mind is that, okay, we are coaches. We touch with humans' emotions and feelings. That's where AI hasn't been able to come in yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, but when you say so, it's like, okay, but with what AI has right now, their collected information, their collected ideas and everything, they can contribute to making decisions, which is one of the
Exactly.
reasons people find coaching, right?
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
think that AI will never be able to replace coaching in the sense that the human connection will not be there.
Mm.
What is interesting, though, is not everybody wants human connection. We as coaches want a human connection, but many clients may not want a human connection. Many clients may want just data.
Mm.
And in these cases, they can get the data, the information through software that can give them ideas about how to be more effective at delegating, at public speaking. Instead of coming to a coach to build the skills, they may find software that may help them to replace that. But the human contact, the emotions, the intuition that
Mm.
the coach brings to the conversation will never be obtained by a computer. So it depends what the client wants. And I believe that it depends where you are. You may want to work with a human being, not with a chat box.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's how, and that's why I myself started as a coach, right? With that connection, that human connection, that intuition, the presence that we can offer our clients. Yeah. And with that, can you share with us the the relationship between emotions and connection in coaching or even in supervision or mentoring?
Yeah, well, I think that some of the work that we do in coaching and supervision is exploring our emotions, is seeing how are our reactions and understanding our emotions so we can develop our emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is our ability to manage ourselves, manage our relationships, knowing ourselves and knowing other people too. So there are the four components of emotional intelligence, and we all have different levels of expertise in the different areas. So sometimes we can be better at knowing ourselves, but knowing ourselves doesn't mean necessarily that we manage ourselves. You may know yourself and still make the same mistakes, if you don't make any changes. Some people have higher level of awareness and some people have lower level of awareness. So as coaches, as supervisors, we work on bringing higher level of awareness in coaches and supervisors and clients. And then also, we want to be empathetic. We want to show understanding. So emotional intelligence is the ability to put ourselves in the shoes of somebody else and then build the relationships. So I do believe that coaches, we are curious and interested in knowing what is underlying. So I always tell my coaches, when I train coaches like you do, that we always go from the present to the future, from the surface to the depth. So when we go to the present to the future, we identify what is the gap between where we are and where we want to be. And we explore the surface to the depth. We explore what's going on and what is underlying. And what is underlying are limiting beliefs, fears, emotions related to this. So we explore these emotions because they would allow us to move forward. Because what may be stopping us is not something external, but internally, our own insecurities, fears. So by exploring them, we can overcome them.
Yeah. Since thank you for sharing that. It aligns with our base of theory on and our base of coaching and training in LCV from our organization is emotional intelligence. Like you said, the self-awareness, the self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. It all comes from the awareness that we have for ourselves, and we want to offer that the presence and the connection to our clients so they can be aware of themselves more. And like you say, there's different weights in different components from each person. And what we do is to actually help them to dig deeper and dive into what they want to explore and expand more. Yeah. So that's it's a very interesting point that we are pursuing the path of emotional intelligence development.
Yeah. So in my programs, I always include emotional intelligence when I train coaches like you, part of the coaching training, part of the supervision training too.
Can you please share a little bit more about that in supervision, like emotional intelligence in supervision?
Yeah. When many people are not aware what is supervision, particularly in Asia, so I have been bringing more visibility of coaching supervision in Asia. And supervision is a reflective space. It's an opportunity to think and look at our work. So the supervisor they don't tell you what to do. They allow you to reflect on your work so you can be more effective and explore who you are being as a coach, what are your challenges. So part of the work of the supervisor is exploring what happened to the coach too, because as the client has emotions, the coach also has emotions. What happened to the coach working with the client is a place, supervision, where we explore that. We explore what when we feel sad or worry or angry or so we all have experiences and emotions and we want to explore them. So we do that in supervision. We have space to do that.
Okay. So it supports the reflective space for the coach in supervision.
Exactly.
In your own definition, what do you think is the heart of coaching?
What is the essence of coaching? Well, I think it's interesting that you make that heart movement with your hand because I think that is the love. The love that we work, first love for ourselves. Because if we do not love ourselves, if we don't care about ourselves, we are not going to have the motivation to be better and work on ourselves. And then that love has to translate to relationships. So how we relate to people, because we can have a lot of goals, but if we don't bring people to work with us, we're not going to be effective. So how that love, how these relationships build with people. So coaching has a very important place in working and supporting people to build this relationship through we can say love in terms of caring and supporting others. So I do believe that at the heart of coaching is love. It's, making people connect with themselves, with others, with the world. So that love is what makes us be better people and create a better world for everybody. So
yeah, and with that, please share your own. I know that this is a very very personal question, but if you can, please share with us your own showing up of love for yourself in your personal life. Like, how do you love yourself?
that's a great question. I think that I do that first by believing in myself. I believe in myself. So like I have an experience when I was a teenager. I wanted to do high school. I want to finish earlier. And because I found out that I was a way to finish earlier. And I didn't like, I was a good student. I like to study, but I get bored in school and I didn't like my classmates. So I wanted to leave. So I went to my parents and I said, okay, I wanna leave. And they said, no, 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 you finish like everybody else. So I still went by myself and I studied and I finished 1 year earlier and I entered in the university. And at the university, I did the same and I finished earlier. So I became a psychologist when I was 21, very young. And so what I learned is that if I work hard, I can get results. So this self-love told me, okay, I can trust myself that if I work hard, I will get results. So I think that part of that self-love is about knowing myself that working hard get results. And this is my make me very successful as a consultant, as a coach, and because as a president of the International Coaching Federation is because I work hard but I believe in myself. I think that I can accomplish what I wanted to accomplish because I have been able to do that. I got results. So I think that when we love ourselves and we work very hard, we can get results. So I think that this is what motivates me. Now I am coming up with my book number 11. So I wrote 11 book and my book 11 is coming up. And I hope people get the book because it's in English and the people who are listening to us understand English. So I hope that they can get my book. And it's about coaching, leading with a coaching mindset. It's for leaders. And it's to teach people how with a coaching mindset you can be a better leader. That's my book about. It's for leaders, not for coaches.
Yeah. And if there's a new coach entering the market, which of your 11 books you want to recommend to him or her?
Well, this is my last one. It's my favorite one because it talks about the ICF core competencies.
Oh.
But instead of apply to coaching, apply to leadership. So each chapter is a one ICF core competency applied to leadership. So how to be an ethical coach, how to hire and contract appropriately in leadership, how to build trust, how to be present, how to create awareness, all in leadership using the coaching skills. So I think that I would suggest people to get that book. They would like it.
All 8 core competencies of ICF, right?
Yeah.
In leadership context.
Yes, apply to leadership.
Yeah. And what was the full name of the book? Your latest book?
It's called Lead with a Coaching Mindset.
Lead with a Coaching Mindset.
Yes.
Okay.
It's coming up in July.
Oh, okay.
Not yet there in the market. It's coming up. The Spanish version is out. So I wrote it last year in Spanish, and now the English version is coming up this year in July.
Okay.
Now, there is a book that I wrote about ICF core competencies in English that I recommend to people. It's called Professional Coaching Competencies. So if you look that book under my name, you can learn also the ICF core competencies from that book. Maybe you want to use it in your training too, to train coaches because of ICF core competencies.
I believe it will be very useful for us as coach trainers. Yeah. Since you are achieving a lot of titles in your whole life as a coach, mentor, supervisor, consultant, and leader, which do you think is the most profound experience that you found yourself in that you want to share to other coaches?
Well, I think that what is important is what I was telling you before. We cannot do this alone. So whatever you are building your practice as a coach, eventually as a supervisor, as a mentor coach, you want to bring a community to work with you. So you want to bring other people to support you. So over the years, I have done different things. Like, for example, now I have a mastermind group. So in the mastermind group, we meet and we reflect and we come up with ideas and we support each other with ideas to build our businesses. So I wanted to suggest people to build communities. I lead 4 communities too. I lead a community for coaching supervisors in the Americas, one for Asian coaching supervisors, one for Spanish speaker coaching supervisors, and one for master coaches in Latin America and Spain. So I bring people together so we can support and help each other. So invite people to consider, building communities like you do too. You bring your graduates to activities, to conferences. So look for other colleagues and study together, learn together, keep growing together. And always work with a supervisor. If you don't work with a supervisor, I highly recommend that you work with one. I train supervisors, so my students are always looking for people to practice. So if anybody here who is interested in a supervisor can get units of education, CCUs, to renew your credential through supervision. So if they want free supervision and they want to work with one of our students, let us know and we can match them with a student from our program.
Yeah, that's a very nice insight. Since here in Vietnam, we have our own LCV coaching community too. We have our graduates, we have our coach angels, we have practices, we have learned together and gathered together, like you say, in Vietnamese. Yeah. Since English is still our second language and has a very small population, but in Vietnamese we are doing all that. Thank you for sharing that. So it reinforced our efforts.
Yeah, and I hope you come to our training. You and a couple of colleagues come and become supervisors, so you can start supervising also in Vietnamese.
Yeah. We are hosting group coach supervision every month now.
Okay, great.
Every group we have around 6 to 7 coaches, and we have different groups to actually learn from each other, and then in the next round we will mix up. That's how we are doing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. I have been coaching for 13 years, and I can see my own up and downs experience. What's your one experience about being down, as in taken aback, discouraged, and then how you overcame that, so you can share with the whole audience so they know it's not just about high, it's not just about peaks, there are values too. Please share one of those values.
One of the experiences happened at the beginning of this year, because I train, like I'm training 10 classes right now. So I'm teaching 10 classes. I train right now 14 coaching programs, 3 supervision programs, and 2 coaching programs, and another leadership program. But because at the beginning of the year, when I had to start with the programs, because of what's happening in the world and the tariff and the economy in the United States, where most of my clients come from, were worried. So it was difficult for me to complete the classes, and I was unmotivated and worried and a little bit sad and didn't feeling good about it and wondering if I should be doing something else. So sometimes that happens, that things are not the way that you want, but I didn't give up. I continue to get the people and try to get more people, and I offer scholarships and I offer discounts. So I was able to start only one program. I didn't start from everything that I had planned to start. I decided not to start one program, but everything else I started, and I didn't have as many participants as I expected, but I'm still love my work, love teaching these programs. I'm still contributing. So, you keep going. You don't give up, when things don't go the way that you expect. Sometimes you need to adjust. Okay, this is the economy of the world. These are people concerns. You need to adjust. Maybe I don't have as many participants as I expected. Maybe I don't have as much income as I expected, but still doing really well. So, you look at the big picture, and you're grateful for what is working.
I remember being in one of your classes during COVID times. That was a very tough time. That was a very down time for so many coaches, for so many people. Still, you kept going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Actually, I wouldn't be here today as a co-supervisor or an MCC right now. I got my MCC in 2022, 22nd, and I received mentoring from you. You were the one who encouraged me to actually apply in English, not my first language, and that was the first time that I thought, oh, okay, I could do this. And
yes, you were good. You were very good. Yeah, so you were great. So I'm so glad that you got your MCC. You deserve it. You're a great coach.
Thank you. We have covered your whole journey, your experience in coaching, in mentoring, in supervision, in coach training, and your philosophy in emotion and everything that needs to work with ourselves first, love ourselves first, start with ourselves first. What else do you think you can share with future coaches, as in to encourage them to go on and continue in their journey besides what you have just shared so far?
Yeah. Well, as you said, and I like what you said, that there are ups and downs. It's not all up, so you need to be prepared. Sometimes people can be great coaches, but not necessarily great business entrepreneurs. So you can be great at listening and coaching your client, but then you need the entrepreneurship skills. You need to have the initiative to start a business. And sometimes people don't get help, and many coaches need help. So I don't know what is your experience with your graduates from your programs, but in other programs all over the world, people have some challenges in building a business as coaches because they don't have the skill and they need to build the skills. So you need to, my message will be invest money in getting marketing training, hiring people to help you to have a nice website. So to make money, you need to invest money. So, but you have to invest in a wise way. Invest in have a nice website, social media, get connections. So that's important to build a business. So I think that is what I would say, that after you get trained as a coach, get trained as a business entrepreneur, because there are different skills. And you can be great at coaching, but if people cannot find you, you may end doing something else.
To me, it sounds like another part of us developing as coaches, like continue learning and marketing. Doing business is one of those skills, one of those things that we can learn to actually equip ourselves and support ourselves.
Yes, and the International Coaching Federation now is doing a better job at providing training like that. So right now, if you go, there are very inexpensive programs that you can do through the International Coaching Federation to build your marketing skills.
Yeah, I noticed that it's been changed over the past maybe 1 year. Yeah, since
Now every year there are programs, and if you miss the program, you can buy the program from the year before, and it's not expensive. It's pretty reasonable pricing.
Yeah, but what do you find is that the emerging issue of coaches that you are training that you can share with other new coaches besides the business part?
Well, I think that the other piece, other than AI, is technology. Is how people incorporate technology in their work. So it's not only AI competing with coaches, but also how you bring technology. For example, you're working with a client and you're doing 360 assessment and you're collecting interviews. You can put all of that data in ChatGPT and get a summary. So instead of you having to do the whole analysis, you get ChatGPT to do the summary for you, of course, protecting the confidentiality of information. So the other question will be how to engage technology, how to learn about software, different tools that can be helpful. And it's different for each coach what they want to use. But for example, during the session, if you have some AI system that they make a summary of the session for you, so the client may have a summary of the session, or sometimes you are working on a skill and you may say, okay, let's ask GPT for suggestions about what to do about it. So in the moment, you do a search and you get 10 ideas about what you can do with the skill that you're working on. So you can use technology in different ways. So that will be the use of technology, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever system people are using.
Yeah, I noticed that we can make use of those technology for our own benefits. Actually, the other day, I received a summary from an AI for one of our meetings, and the literal words that the AI shared with us is that your meeting was chaotic. Knows how to comment on the meeting nature itself rather than just summarizing the content.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
And okay, that was the moment that we had our awareness. Oh, okay, we were talking over each other. We don't listen much. And if we are doing that way and the AI can notice that, which means people can notice that. And if people notice that, it's a way for us to improve our meeting quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good learning.
Yeah.
Now, the other piece is not perfect AI, so we have to be careful. Like, for example, we provide the evaluation from a conference to provide to do a summary, and in the summary said, and the participant recommended not to have simultaneous sessions. And we didn't have any simultaneous sessions in the conference. So he was giving advice of something that he was not there, you know. So it's not perfect. So we have to be careful with that. AI made mistakes.
We have learned something from you, and I believe that our coaches can be inspired with your own journey and your way of thinking of doing a business as a coach or being a coach and a coach supervisor. There are different paths besides the belief about our being as a coach. To you, what are those besides believing in yourself?
Well, I think that being humble to ask for help, like working with, like in my life, I get a lot of accomplishment, but I always engage other people. So, for example, when I went through my PhD to get my doctorate as an organizational psychologist, I went to the chair of my dissertation and said, okay, what do I need to do to be successful? And she told me, okay, you need to do this. So I listened and I did everything she told me. And I finished first at everybody in my class. But I listened, but I asked for help. So it's being humble to ask for help. So we're coaches working with a coach, working with a supervisor. So being humble means that we cannot accomplish things alone, that we need to collaborate. So bringing people to help us, I think, is key. So I would say believe in yourself, be humble to get help. And sometimes it's about asking for referrals. It's contact the people that you know and let them know that you are now a coach, a new coach, and to refer you people to ask for help. So I would say asking for help, getting coaching or supervision, believing in ourselves, and then we need to spend time and work hard. This is not, if we sit in our office without doing anything, we're not going to get results. We need to work hard. So I work very hard. Like I have a lot of things that I am doing, and I am all the time thinking about how to be more effective. I ask for help. I have my supervisor, I have my coach, I work with colleagues. And it's also about being willing to learn and knowing that we are I'm not looking for perfection. Like I was coaching somebody today about that perfectionism. And she was suffering a lot for being a perfectionist. And I said, being a perfectionist does not help you. Let's see what is the cost of being a perfectionist.
What you just shared is like considering ICF core competency is core competency number 2. Embodies coaching mindset, asking for support when you need.
Yeah,
Being
exactly.
humble. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There are several messages that we can piece together to share with our coaches already. If you have one more thing that you want to transfer as your wisdom, your legacy to other coaches in the world, what would that be besides everything that you just shared?
I think that we need to be intentional when we design ourselves as coaches and choose. This is my choice. So the question is, what do you choose? What is your choice? How do you want to show up as a coach? So, for example, I say I wanted to show up as a coach who is confident, that I love myself and I care about others too, like self-love and loving others. So that may be confidence, but also caring. And also, I want to be not only confident and caring, but I also want to be humble, knowing to ask for help and get support. I want to be collaborative. I want to build partnerships in the work that we do. So this is for me. What is important for me? I want to show up as confident, as caring, as supportive, as humble. And then you need to design how do you want to show up. So you need to come up with your own list of things. What are your values? What is important? So you can be intentional. And when you work with your clients, you show these values and you design who you are being by choice, not by automatic ways of being.
Be intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a choice.
Mm.
We are at the end of our podcast. Thanks a lot for sharing all your wisdom to our future coaches. Do you have any closing words for our audience?
No, I want to encourage people to know that what you were saying before, the journey has ups and downs, and we don't need to do it alone. So I want to reinforce the idea of continue working in community, continue learning. One of the values of the International Coach Federation is continue learning. That's the reason why people get CC youth for activities, go to trainings, work with a supervisor, develop your business skills so you can market your service and be successful. And always look for your own sources of inspiration. Like we all have different sources. Sometimes I like to be in nature or like to listen music. You asked me before about what kind of things I do. I do things and activities. I exercise. So do whatever make you feel good, that energize you and inspire you. Because to be able to give others, first we need to give ourselves. Because we cannot give to others what we don't give ourselves. So be sure that you give to yourself whatever you need so you can be in good shape to provide a service to others.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that, Damian. As we bring this powerful conversation with Dr. Damian Goldvarg to a close, we are also arriving at a milestone, the conclusion of season 1 of MCC Talk. Over the past episodes, we've had the privilege of sitting with some of the most inspiring coaches in the world, from deep dives into emotional intelligence to timeless wisdom to from master certified coaches. Each conversation has reminded us of the heart, the presence, and the purpose that coaching brings to our lives and our leadership. To Dr. Damian Goldvarg, thank you for closing this session with such depth and global perspective. Your vision continues to light the way for coaches everywhere. And to you, our listeners, thank you for being with us on this journey. Your curiosity, your presence, your passion for growth are what make this space possible. We are taking a short pause to reflect, to refine, to reimagine what's next. Until then, keep coaching with your heart, keep listening with your presence, and as always, keep the conversations going.